Snark Squad.
Babes.
The wine.
Flowing.
And unsponsored.
And babes.
So are the questions.
Because we need to ask.
What everyone is thinking.
Right.
Why the fuck
is this show not called
6 Little Johnstons?
Literally.
Do we think that Amber actually thinks Anna is coming back?
I mean, honestly, no.
I just, my heart physically cannot take it.
I know, it is rough.
I'm sitting here on my couch watching the screen, and the exclusion is just, it is so visceral, it actually hurts my chest.
It is incredibly dark to watch.
How can how can Amber and Trent just completely erase one of their own children from the narrative?
Because they have done it before.
But they are systematically turning the entire family ecosystem against her.
Oh, totally.
And they are spinning the story so that somehow, some way, this profound alienation is framed as Anna's fault.
Classic.
If you look up textbook scapegoat dynamics, like in a psychology book, there is just a glossy 8x10 photo of this exact situation.
Yeah, the Amber Johnston special.
It is devastating to witness a young woman being entirely shut out of a massive life event like her sister's wedding prep.
I hear the emotional toll it takes on you to watch it. I really do. But if we break down the actual mechanics of what is happening here.
Right, the strategy of it all.
Exactly. Because this isn't just some sad, organic family rift.
No way.
It is a highly calculated operation. It is the absolute peak of the Amber spin.
The Amber spin. God, put that on a t-shirt.
Right. Because what you have to understand is that for a matriarch operating with these specific tendencies.
Narcissistic tendency.
We said what we said. A family event is never just an event to her.
Never.
A wedding is a compliance test.
Oh, wow. Wait, a compliance test. That makes so much sense.
Amber uses these highly produced, massive emotional milestones to just completely force the entire family into submission.
Right, because if you aren't on board, you ruin the aesthetic.
Exactly. And Anna, historically, is the only one in that house who looks at the script Amber writes and just says no.
She is like, I am not reading these lines.
I am not playing the part you wrote for me. And the penalty for refusing to play the game.
You get iced out.
You get totally, completely iced out.
But surely Amber realizes how this looks to the public, right?
I think.
You cannot just exile your daughter and expect the audience, the Snark Squad, to just nod along and be like, oh yeah, cool, normal family stuff.
But that is the absolute blind spot of that specific type of control.
They think they are invincible.
They really believe they can manage the edit.
Both in real life and on TLC.
Yep. But my hottest take right now?
Hit me.
Anna is the true winner here.
Oh my God, 1,000%.
She needs her own spin-off immediately. Give the girl a camera crew.
Give her the Bravo treatment.
She is out there thriving. She is building a life completely away from this suffocating toxicity.
While the rest of the family is just white-knuckling their relationships.
Utterly terrified of losing their checks if they dare to break rank and actually support her.
It is so bleak.
Oh, we are sorry.
We know we started hot today.
Incredibly hot, just straight into the fire.
But babes.
It had to be said.
Yes, the wine is on deck. I am pouring my second glass right now.
Cheers to that.
But we need to talk about something crucial before we get into the actual recap.
Oh my God, yes. Our FaceTime call.
With Joan and Felicia.
Our literal retirement home queens.
Babes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, these two octogenarians are just as obsessed with reality TV as we are.
They might be more obsessed, honestly.
And they are so shady.
Lethally shady, like precise surgical shade.
I was recounting the wedding drama to them, just holding the phone while Joan was giving me this low-angle chin cam view.
Classic boomer FaceTiming.
Exactly. And they did not hesitate for a single second. They are fully, unapologetically Team Brice.
Oh, completely.
Felicia was practically yelling into the phone, totally unprompted, that Liz is operating like a tyrant.
She used the word tyrant.
She did. And Joan.
Oh God, Joan's commentary.
The chaotic commentary from Joan was just unparalleled.
She zeroed in on the tux fitting scene.
And spent, I kid you not, 10 actual minutes mercilessly dissecting Trent's wardrobe choices.
She could not get over how tight his pants were.
She said he looked like a sausage casing trying to supervise a construction site.
I spit out my water when she said that.
But what actually shifted the entire tone of that FaceTime?
Yeah, things got real.
And this is what makes reality television such a bizarre, shared cultural experience. It was when we started talking about our own narcissist moms.
Yep. The pivot from Trent's super tight pants
to
actual childhood trauma.
whiplash. But we told them about our own experiences, the subtle manipulations, the control tactics that we grew up with.
And babes, Joan and Felicia were shading our mothers. They did not hold back.
There's something so profoundly liberating about having elderly women.
Women who have lived through, like, 8 decades of family politics.
And secrets and drama. Having them look at your history and completely validate your trauma.
It is incredibly healing.
It instantly connects to why you, me, and everyone listening is so drawn to watching Amber parent on television.
It functions as reality TV therapy.
Exactly. You watch these toxic dynamics play out in high definition, and it validates your own sanity.
You see the manipulation happening to someone else.
And suddenly you realize, like, oh, wait, I wasn't crazy. This is exactly how the trap is set.
It externalizes the internal damage. You can point at the screen and say, there it is. That is the mechanism.
Which honestly is the perfect transition into my rose and thorn for the day.
Straight from the trenches of dentist life.
Because as much as we live for the drama, babes, we still have to fund the wine.
We have to pay the bills.
My rose today. Utter perfection.
Okay, let's hear it.
I had the distinct pleasure of administering the laughing gas machine to a particularly annoying patient.
The power you wield in that clinic is frightening.
It was necessary. They would not stop talking about their own hyper-curated wedding planning.
Oh, a bridezilla in the chair.
Every microscopic detail about linen thread counts for the napkins.
Who cares about napkins?
Literally nobody. So I applied the mask, turned the little dial, heard that beautiful hiss of the gas, and then
Lights out.
silence. Absolute bliss. Just me, the drill, and peace.
That is a phenomenal high. I am jealous.
What was your thorn?
My thorn, unfortunately, provides the exact opposite energy.
Oh, no.
I had a patient who was actively trying to bite my fingers.
Shut up. Biting you.
Like a feral animal, while simultaneously trauma dumping about their mother-in-law.
How do you even speak while biting a dentist?
Jaws snapping like a bear trap, tears flowing, telling me how a woman named Brenda completely ruined her bridal shower.
Brenda.
It was an athletic and emotional gauntlet today.
Dealing with that level of entitlement and chaos right in the chair is exactly why we need to unpack what is happening on our screens today.
We absolutely must.
Because speaking of trauma dumping and mother-in-laws from hell, let's get into this week's mess.
Let's do it.
We are looking at Season 17, Episode 5, Wedding Budget, has entered the chat.
A chilling title.
We are pulling the receipts, we are looking at the exact quotes, and we are diving deep into the most heated Reddit threads.
The Snark Squad is alive on Reddit right now.
And our mission for this chat is to figure out the exact power dynamics driving this family to the brink.
Because the tension is palpable.
If you are sitting at home watching this, you need to know who is actually pulling the strings.
And it isn't who you think it is. Well, maybe it is.
Let's start with the sheer, unadulterated absurdity of the $55,000 backyard shindig.
Let's really break down the math here,
Hmm.
because it defies all earthly logic.
I screamed at my television. $55,000
For a backyard.
for a backyard wedding. I am horrified by the sheer audacity of this quote.
It is staggering.
I know the wedding industry is a massive grift. We all know that. But this is a whole new level of delusion.
So we have to look at the context of that backyard. Okay.
Please.
They're getting married out in the country. They are essentially exchanging sacred vows next to Brice's deer stand in rural Georgia.
In the dirt.
And yet, this initial quote included $2,000 to $3,000 strictly for floral arrangements.
$3,000 on flowers for a backyard.
Trent is looking at this proposal, a proposal that doesn't even factor in the wedding dress, the tuxedo rentals, or the actual catering.
Just the bare bones of the venue setup.
And he rightfully points out that this is an astronomical sum for a 4 to 5 hour event in the dirt.
Right. And part of me, like a very small part of me, wants to play devil's advocate here.
Good luck with that.
Maybe Liz is just completely overwhelmed by the wedding industrial complex.
I mean, maybe.
Like, Pinterest and Instagram convince brides that if they don't have a cascading ceiling-to-floor wall of imported orchids, their marriage is legally invalid.
It's the algorithm-induced stress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it possible she's just a victim of that?
I would love to extend that grace to her. I really would.
But
her reaction to the budget cut destroys that theory entirely.
oh, the compromise meeting.
Trent and Amber sit Liz and Brice down. They demand a 30% cut, which is roughly $20,000 to $25,000.
Which is a lot of money to cut, but also it's their money.
This is a very standard, reasonable parental boundary. If you are footing the bill, you set the ceiling.
Period.
So How does Liz react? Does she look at that bloated floral budget and say, let's cut back?
No,
Does she consider scaling back the elaborate, unnecessary decor?
absolutely not.
Her immediate instinctive suggestion is to cut the guest seating around the fire pits.
This is where I got so genuinely physically emotional for those poor hypothetical guests.
It is so telling.
Think about what that reveals about her priorities as a human being.
It is entirely about the aesthetic.
Liz wants to look flawless. She wants to eat a phenomenal catered meal, but her guests,
The people bringing her gifts.
the people taking time out of their lives to celebrate her union, they can just stand in the literal dirt.
It is breathtakingly selfish.
Trent actually tries to gently guide her away from this terrible idea. He says, I'm not saying take things away, but make adjustments for seating?
He is practically begging her to be a good host.
He knows it looks bad.
Exactly. It exposes the core philosophy driving her decisions. She is optimizing for the photo op.
She just wants the Pinterest pictures.
She wants the aesthetic of community without actually providing the comfort of it.
And that malignant focus on aesthetics perfectly sets the stage for what is undoubtedly the climax of this entire episode.
Honestly, the darkest moment of their relationship we've seen on camera.
The tuxedo tragedy.
Oh my God. The camouflage betrayal.
I am still spiraling over this. I need another sip of wine before we even start.
Take your time. It is heavy.
Okay, let's paint the picture for everyone listening. If you are planning a wedding right now, just picture yourself in this scenario.
Close your eyes and imagine.
Brice goes to the tuxedo rental shop.
A classic errand.
He brings his dad, Chuck. He brings his twin brother, Brett, his older brother, Trey.
The boys.
And, of course, the Johnston men are there. Trent, Jonah, and Alex.
A whole entourage.
This is a traditional groom's bonding moment. It is supposed to be his time to shine. But Liz is there too.
Which immediately shifts the entire dynamic of the room.
Why is the bride at the groom's tux fitting, dictating his outfit?
She walks through the door and immediately barks, "Introduce your crew."
So condescending.
She isn't treating this like a beautiful blending of two families. She's acting like a frustrated mother managing a toddler's play date.
Yes. The tone was just awful. We were looking at the Reddit threads earlier, and one user perfectly articulated the collective disgust.
What did they say?
They wrote, quote, "I cannot imagine treating a partner this way. I also cannot imagine marrying someone who treats you like this."
It is so profoundly demeaning.
And Brice, sweet, passive, laid-back Brice, he doesn't want an exorbitant $3,000 floral wall.
He doesn't care about the napkins.
He doesn't want to blow the budget. He just has one single, simple request for his own wedding.
One request.
He wants to wear a camouflage tie and a camouflage vest.
That is it.
That is literally it. The man loves hunting. He loves fishing. This is his core identity.
They are getting married during deer season.
In a backyard. In the country.
And how does Liz react to the man she supposedly loves wanting to express his actual identity?
She is visibly repulsed.
She looks at him and says, and this is a direct quote, "I am not having our red wedding being remembered as some redneck camo shindig."
I gasped. I physically gasped.
We have to pause and dissect the use of the word redneck in that specific room.
Oh, please do.
Because Chuck, Brice's father, is sitting right there.
Right on the little leather sofa.
His brother's just sitting right there. Liz is not just insulting a piece of fabric.
No, it is so much deeper than that.
She is actively insulting Brice's entire heritage, his family culture, and his identity directly to their faces.
It is so incredibly disrespectful.
She is equating his family's lifestyle with a total lack of class.
But then, and this is what breaks my heart, Brice actually tries the vest on.
He comes out of the dressing room.
He looks so incredibly happy. I almost cried watching his face.
He was glowing.
His eyes completely lit up when he stepped out in that white and camo vest.
And let's be entirely honest here.
It actually looked incredibly classy.
It did.
It wasn't some neon orange, high-visibility duck hunting gear from Bass Pro Shops.
Right, it wasn't a hunting jacket.
It was a formal white background with a very subtle, tasteful camo print, paired with a crisp, tailored white shirt.
It looked like formal wear designed specifically for a country wedding.
The Reddit community rallied around him so hard on this exact point.
The Snark squad came to his defense.
One user wrote, "There is nothing wrong with a tux with camo. It is Brice's wedding too. He has rights."
Exactly. But it is the sheer, unadulterated hypocrisy of Liz's aesthetic gatekeeping that really galls me.
Oh, the hypocrisy is rich.
Another user pointed out the absurdity, saying, so dead animals littering the wall is a yes, but a camo vest is a no.
Right, because Trent has taxidermy everywhere.
And let's talk about her supposedly classy aesthetic choices for a second.
Please.
Liz is forcing the bridesmaids to wear dark brown dresses.
Dark brown.
Dark brown. Outside. In a backyard.
Yeah.
In the late fall.
Joan and Felicia are going to have an absolute field day with that detail.
They are going to tear it apart.
It is giving UPS delivery driver chic. It is giving, what can brown do for you?
Exactly. How can you look at a subtle, formal camo vest and declare it ruins the elegance, but then dress your bridal party like they are about to drop off an Amazon Prime package in the dirt?
Make it make sense.
You can't.
But the fashion choices aren't even the worst part.
No, they are just the symptom.
Here is where the narrative shifts from just being an annoying, controlling bride to being actively, devastatingly toxic.
The betrayal.
The betrayal. So Brice is standing there, getting completely ganged up on by Trent and Jonah.
Which, by the way, Trent and Jonah are being entirely unhelpful.
Just stirring the pot and giggling like schoolboys while this man's identity is crushed.
Awful energy.
But Chuck, Brice's dad, steps in.
Thank God for Chuck.
He acts as the sole voice of reason and maturity in the room. He suggests a flawless diplomatic compromise.
A textbook compromise.
He says, keep the ceremony traditional with the dark ties to satisfy Liz's photos, but let Brice change into the camo vest for the reception to celebrate his own joy.
It is a beautiful solution.
And Brice, who clearly just wants peace, agrees immediately.
He is so pliable.
He looks at Liz and says, as long as I get to wear it, no matter if it's in the reception or not, I'll be happy.
He is willing to sacrifice his vision for the sacred ceremony just to make her happy, clinging to a tiny sliver of joy for the after party.
The agreement is made, the families witness it, the tension diffuses in the room.
Everyone exhales. But then,
here it comes.
Liz sneaks away.
Like a thief in the night.
She secretly calls the tuxedo shop behind Brice's back.
She literally waits until they leave.
She gets on the phone with Miss Kim, or maybe it was Stephanie. There were a lot of blondes managing that rental desk, and she completely cancels the camo order.
Just deletes it from the invoice. She cancels it entirely, behind the back of the man she is about to vow to honor and respect.
I have to unleash absolute hell on her for this action.
Do it.
She is Minnie Ampage.
Oh, wow. Minion.
She has completely, totally internalized her mother's playbook.
It is learned behavior.
You have to understand, this is not about a piece of polyblend fabric.
No, it never is.
She didn't just cancel a vest. She canceled his agency.
She canceled his joy.
She sneakily undermined an agreement they made in front of both of their families.
That is so gross.
If you're listening to this and you are currently engaged, please take notes on what never ever to do.
Red flags everywhere.
If this is how they handle a minor conflict over wardrobe, I predict they will be divorced in 5 years.
Honestly, you might be right.
It is deeply manipulative, it is sneaky, and it demonstrates a profound lack of respect for her partner as an autonomous human being.
I was physically spiraling on my couch watching her make that phone call.
It makes your skin crawl.
It is so utterly emasculating to manipulate your partner like that, to treat him like a petulant child whose toys you can just throw in the trash the second he turns his head. It is cruel.
But why is she doing it? We have to look at the power dynamics.
Always.
Liz's control over Brice is an exact high-definition mirror of Amber's control over Trent.
It is terrifying how identical it is.
We are watching generational trauma and learned toxic behavior playing out in real time between the racks of a formal wear rental shop.
It's like a sociological study.
Amber controls the macro. She dictates the show's narrative, the major family events, who gets frozen out like Anna.
And Liz.
Liz is practicing her micro-control on Brice. She is testing her grip.
Brice is just the unpaid intern of his own life at this point.
The unpaid intern of his own life.
Babes, that is so hauntingly accurate, it hurts.
He is just fetching coffee and wearing whatever uniform corporate dictates.
Corporate being Liz. But wait, I have to push back just a little bit because Liz does try to make it up to him later.
Oh, you mean the cake?
She tries to justify her absolute control with the groom's cake. Let's analyze the cake tasting scene.
Oh, let's absolutely analyze the apology cake.
First of all, the setting. She brings Leighton, a literal toddler, to a high-end, fancy cake tasting.
At a boutique bakery.
There are delicate, expensive, hyper-realistic sugar flowers on display everywhere.
Thousands of dollars of sugar art.
And what does Leighton do? She immediately starts lunging for them.
Because she is a toddler.
Yeah.
That is her biological imperative to grab things.
Exactly. So why is Liz letting the kid paw at the displays?
She has no spatial awareness.
I was pacing my living room, ranting to the TV. You do not bring a toddler to an adult wedding errand where fragile things are sitting at eye level.
The baker literally had to step in, sweating, and say, "Oh no, she can't touch those."
It shows such a lack of social awareness from Liz.
It's the entitlement. The world is her set, and everyone else is just an extra.
And during this chaotic tasting, Liz unveils her grand, benevolent gesture to Brice.
The grand reveal.
She designs a bass fishing and camo groom's cake for him.
Oh, how incredibly generous of her.
Right. Let's break down the psychology of this gift.
You will not let the man wear what he wants so he can feel handsome and confident on his wedding day.
You strip him of his outward identity.
But to assuage your own guilt, you let him have a camouflage cake.
A cake.
A cake that is going to be sliced, digested, and flushed down a toilet 12 hours later.
Mother Teresa over here.
Truly a saint among women.
It is so incredibly condescending. She literally says on camera, I don't mind a little camo on that because it gets eaten and then you no longer see it.
There's an exact quote.
She is saying his identity is only acceptable if it is temporary and quickly destroyed.
And then to add insult to injury, what flavor do they settle on?
Lemon raspberry.
Which makes absolutely zero sense.
None. The entire wedding is set for November 8th.
Right.
It is a late fall outdoor country wedding in Georgia.
You go with a spice cake.
A red velvet, a rich chocolate, a caramel apple.
But lemon raspberry.
That is a mid-July garden party flavor. Why? Because Liz liked it.
Even the apology cake given to Brice isn't actually about Brice.
It's just another micro decision where his actual preferences are bulldozed to serve her palate.
It is a masterclass in the illusion of compromise.
She gives him the visual of a bass fish, but she keeps the structural control of the flavor and the wardrobe.
Okay, we have to transition to the other massive source of chaos in this episode.
Oh God, Amber.
Because as all this wedding drama is unfolding, Amber is sitting on the sidelines, and she literally cannot let Liz have the spotlight for 2 consecutive seconds.
She just can't do it.
We need to talk about the chicken coop chaos.
This storyline is the absolute pinnacle of narcissistic distraction.
If you want to understand how a narcissist operates when they aren't the center of attention, just watch this sequence.
The family is operating under incredible stress.
They're desperately trying to slash $25,000 from a bloated wedding budget.
They're coordinating suit fittings, dress alterations are looming, tensions are sky high.
And what does Amber randomly, urgently decide they absolutely must have right now?
Silky chickens.
Silky chickens.
For anyone who doesn't know, these are those bizarre, fluffy birds that look like miniature hippies from the 1970s.
They look like they should be wearing bell-bottoms.
Amber claims it's for Leighton. She says the toddler needs animals to play with.
Sure, Jan.
But Trent, who actually demonstrates a rare flash of common sense here, rightfully pushes back.
He points out the blindingly obvious reality of their situation.
They live out in the deep country now.
They aren't in a protected suburban subdivision anymore.
There are coyotes, foxes, raccoons, and hawks.
He literally looks at her and says it is a massacre waiting to happen.
But here's the critical question. Does Trent's logical, reality-based safety concern matter?
Not even a little bit.
No. Amber wins anyway. She always wins.
She unilaterally orders the live chickens through the mail.
They arrive in a cardboard box looking like trembling gray balls of fuzz.
And then she forces Trent and the boys, who, again, are supposed to be preparing for a massive wedding, to build this heavily reinforced maximum security coop.
Trent explicitly states to the camera that he is not building it.
He draws a line in the sand.
But of course, cut to the very next scene.
And he's out there in the dirt, sweating.
Trying to decipher complex carpentry instructions for a predator-proof cage.
I am emotionally exhausted just observing Amber's machinations.
She simply has to invent a chaotic side quest to force the men in the family to pay attention to her needs.
The subtext is screaming, "Look at me, I'm getting chickens. Everyone stop the wedding preparation and build me a fortress."
It is a total hijacking of the family's energy.
And it functions as a brilliant, if entirely unconscious, metaphor for the entire Johnston family dynamic.
Oh, wait, break that down.
Think about it. Those helpless, fluffy, silky chickens. That's the family.
Trapped inside a pen that Amber specifically designed.
Completely unsuited for the wild, harsh reality of the world around them, just waiting for the coyotes to break through.
Trent is out there hammering wood, and he stops and asks, are the chickens gonna, stress and die from a coyote running around outside that pen?
Oh my God.
He thinks he's talking about poultry. But he might as well be asking about Jonah and Alex's mental health.
The metaphorical coyotes are constantly circling this family.
And Amber just keeps buying more chickens to put in the cage.
That is incredibly dark.
And so hauntingly accurate.
And speaking of the immense stress circling the family, they decide they need a collective de-stress activity.
Because they are all going insane.
So what relaxing, calming hobby do they choose? They go glass blowing.
Because nothing says, let's take a relaxing break from a high-stakes $55,000 wedding negotiation, quite like standing shoulder to shoulder next to a 2,000-degree roaring furnace.
Wielding rods of molten glass.
Right. I mean, Emma's considering making glass jewelry for her online business, which, whatever, that's a cute entrepreneurial idea.
Let the girl make her pendants.
But the real visceral moment of this scene has absolutely nothing to do with art.
It's the furnace.
The instructor casually mentions that the opening of the furnace is technically called a glory hole.
Oh, no.
And Trent, operating with the impulse control of a middle schooler, immediately makes it deeply, painfully weird.
He turns to his children, his adult and teenage children on national television.
And asks with this gross smirk, do you know what that is?
I was cringing so hard I pulled a muscle in my neck.
I had to physically pause the TV and pour more wine.
The absolute discomfort of Trent trying to be edgy and sexually inappropriate on TLC is unmatched.
And then the instructor, bless his heart, trying to be helpful and educational, chimes in with, yep, you just stick the tip in.
It was a level of cringe that transcends standard reality TV awkwardness.
It crossed into actual physical pain.
But if we analyze why Trent does this...
It goes back to power dynamics.
Exactly. Trent is emasculated at home.
He is forced to build chicken coops he hates.
He watches his future son-in-law get bullied out of a camo vest.
Trent has zero actual authority in that house.
So he acts out with inappropriate, dominant dad humor to assert some illusion of control and make everyone else uncomfortable.
He forces his children into an awkward dynamic because it's the only time he gets to control the emotional temperature of the room.
Emma's face during that exchange said it all.
She looked like she wanted the floor to open up and swallow her whole.
She'd clearly never heard the term before.
And I'm absolutely certain she wishes she could scrub it from her cerebral cortex now.
But you know what? The universe has a beautiful, poetic way of balancing out all this toxic behavior.
Karma.
Let's talk about the karma that arrives swift and hard.
The dress delayed.
Oh, this was delicious. A truly gourmet serving of karma.
Right after the glassblowing incident, Liz gets a panicked phone call from Miss Kim at the bridal shop.
Oh.
Her wedding dress delivery has been officially pushed back.
It won't arrive until mid-October.
Keep in mind, this is for a November 8th wedding.
This leaves absolutely no buffer time for the extensive alterations she is inevitably going to need.
My jaw hit the floor.
Right.
But I have zero sympathy. None.
That is exactly what you get for canceling your man's camo vest.
Karma works incredibly fast, babe.
You want to be sneaky and call the bridal shop behind your fiancé's back to ruin his wardrobe.
The bridal shop is going to call you back and ruin your timeline.
It is a closed loop of cosmic justice.
It is so deeply poetic. You reap what you sow, and Liz is currently sowing delayed shipping logistics.
And speaking of her wedding attire, we have to talk about the veil.
Oh, the veil.
Liz is taking pearls off of Amber's old wedding dress to create her hairpiece and veil.
Now, when I first watched this, the emotional, romantic part of my brain thought, okay, that's actually a really sweet sentiment.
Something old, something dark.
A mother-daughter bonding moment.
Let me stop you right there. I need you to look at this through the analytical lens.
Ruin it for me.
It is not sweet. It is highly, dangerously symbolic.
Symbolic of what?
Amber is not just giving her daughter a piece of vintage jewelry to borrow. By weaving those pearls into the veil, Amber is ensuring that she is physically, tangibly attached to Liz as she walks down the aisle.
Oh my God.
Those pearls are a tether.
A tether.
It is Amber maintaining her relentless grip on the macro narrative of this wedding. Even as Liz is being given away to Brice, Amber's pearls are literally sitting on top of her head, crowning her.
Wow. Okay, when you frame it like that, that makes terrifying sense.
The troll is woven into the actual garments.
And seeing Liz physically tether herself to Amber's pearls really crystallizes just how fractured this entire group is getting.
It is all falling apart.
If we step back and look at the whole picture, the Anna exile, the Camo betrayal, the bizarre chicken coop power play, how deep are these fractures running right now?
If you had to rate the division in this family on a scale of 1 to 10, where are they?
Based on everything we've analyzed, cross-referencing the Reddit theories and just reading the micro-expressions on their faces?
I am giving the family fracture a solid 9.5 out of 10.
9.5, I completely agree, almost a 10.
They are teetering on the edge of a total collapse.
The foundation is absolutely crumbling beneath them. First and foremost, you have the anachasm.
It is Trent, Amber, and Liz forming this impenetrable fortress on one side.
And Anna completely, totally isolated on the other.
The fact that Anna is utterly erased from this wedding prep, that she isn't at the cake tasting, she isn't at the glass blowing, she isn't even mentioned in the budget negotiations.
It is deeply, fundamentally toxic.
It is a gaping wound in the family dynamic that they are just pretending isn't bleeding out all over the floor.
Exactly. And while they are ignoring the Anna situation, you look over and see the Brice and Liz crack rapidly expanding.
Brice is slowly, painfully waking up to the reality that he has zero voice in his own life.
As one brilliant commenter pointed out in the threads, they're setting up a lifetime of bitter arguments because he is going to want to hunt around their anniversary every year.
Oh, that is such a good point.
If you hate your partner's main hobby and core identity, maybe it's not a good match.
The foundation of their marriage is cracking before the rings are even exchanged.
He was forced into total submission over a piece of printed fabric.
And finally, the fracture between Trent and Amber.
The chicken coop incident proved to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that Trent has just given up.
He is dead inside.
He protests, he uses sound logic, he explicitly warns her that it's a terrible, dangerous idea, but ultimately,
He submits.
he picks up the hammer, goes out into the dirt, and builds Amber's coop.
He is defeated. So yes, the 9.5 rating is completely justified.
But it makes me wonder, is anyone ever going to say anything?
Who is staying too quiet while all of this happens?
The silence in this family is absolutely deafening.
And the person who needs to speak up the loudest is Brice.
Brice, if you are out there in the woods, sitting in your deer stand, listening to this right now, I am begging you through the microphone to stand up for yourself.
Fight for custody of your own wedding. Run.
You deserve to wear the camo. You deserve a partner who doesn't look at your passions with visible disgust.
You deserve to eat a cake flavor that actually belongs in November.
I echo that sentiment entirely, but we also have to call out the enablers.
Joan and Emma.
During that painful tux-fitting scene, the producers actually did something brilliant.
They pulled Jonah and Emma aside for a talking head interview.
And asked them directly on camera if Liz should just let Brice wear the camo vest and have some fun.
And what did they do?
They refused to answer. Jonah literally looked at the camera and said, "Oh, I'm not going to answer that."
Cowards.
Absolute cowards.
They are completely terrified.
They're so scared of Liz's wrath, and by extension, Amber's wrath, since Liz is just acting as her proxy, that they will not speak the obvious truth.
They know Brice should wear the vest. The whole world knows it.
But they won't defend him.
And lastly, we need to talk about Chuck.
Brice's dad.
He tried to be the voice of reason with the reception compromise, and we applaud him for that, but honestly,
He needs to step in harder.
he needs to pull his son aside, look him in the eye, and save him from this dictatorship before the ink is dry on that marriage license.
Yes. Because the power dynamics dictating all of this silence are entirely skewed. If you look closely at who is actually controlling the narrative here, it's terrifying.
It is a pure matriarchal dictatorship.
My working theory is that Amber controls the macro, and Liz is practicing controlling the micro.
Think about it. Amber decides the overarching storylines. She decides when the family needs to freeze out Anna to create a villain.
She decides when the family needs the chaotic distraction of live silky chickens in the mail.
She is the architect.
Liz is just studying her mother's playbook and applying it to her own starter life.
She controls Brice's clothes. She dictates the budget cuts that punish the guests. She controls the aesthetic of the cake.
That makes so much sense. Trent wanders around pretending to be the patriarch.
He marches out into the yard, acting like the boss building the coop.
Or the boss negotiating the $55,000 budget with a stern face.
But he's not the boss. He's just the foreman on the construction site following the blueprints.
Amber is the CEO. She sets the agenda.
And Brice. Like we said, he's just the unpaid intern, fetching coffee, hoping he doesn't get fired for wearing the wrong tie.
Perfectly stated. So, knowing their true personalities, their hidden desires, and these deeply skewed power dynamics, let's play a game.
A vision board game.
Let's build a wedding vision board for the rest of the family. If we were to plan a wedding for each family member based on their true vibe and their capacity for drama, what would it look like?
Let's get incredibly detailed and chaotic. Starting with the exiled queen herself, Anna.
Oh, Anna's wedding is an absolute dream.
What do you see?
I see a luxurious destination wedding in Bora Bora. Crystal clear blue water, private overwater bungalows.
And the guest list.
Zero Johnstons invited? None. Except maybe Emma if she manages to sneak out of the house in the middle of the night.
I love that.
Instead, it would be a massive Bravo TV crossover event. Like, the entire cast of Vanderpump Rules is there taking shots.
The drama level for Anna herself, absolute zero. She is glowing, thriving, drinking a massive tropical cocktail out of a coconut.
But the drama level for Amber, who is forced to watch it unfold via Instagram from her couch in Georgia,
A level 10 apocalyptic spiral. Total psychological meltdown.
it's what she deserves. Okay, how about Jonah? What is his vision board?
For Jonah, I see a Delta 8 sponsored swamp wedding.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Just turkey feathers and bright orange, high visibility camo draped everywhere.
He rolls up to the altar in a lifted truck that hasn't been washed in a month.
The best man is a literal hunting dog wearing a bandana.
He absolutely 100% forgets the wedding rings in the center console of his truck.
And they have to delay the ceremony while he searches for them under fast food wrappers.
The drama level isn't explosive or angry, it's just deeply confusing and sleepy.
Everyone is just wandering around the swamp, mildly disoriented, waiting for food.
It nailed it. A sleepy swamp gathering.
Now for Emma.
Emma's wedding would be a highly curated, anxiety-inducing TikTok aesthetic wedding.
Every single bridesmaid is matching in a perfectly neutral, beige, soft girl color palette.
The centerpieces are exclusively those glass-blown pieces she made, arranged perfectly.
There are professional ring lights set up at every single table. The drama level is medium, and it has nothing to do with family politics.
It's mostly just Emma having a quiet meltdown in the bridal suite because someone bumped into her tripod and ruined the lighting for a transition video she was trying to film.
Highly, highly accurate. She would care more about the algorithm than the vows.
And finally, let's look at the architects of this chaos. Trent and Amber.
Let's say they decide to do a grand vow renewal since they're already married.
Oh, the ego on display for a vow renewal.
Amber would intentionally plan a $100,000 event, specifically just to outdo Liz's $55,000 quote.
The entire event would not be about love. It would be entirely about showing Liz and the world who the true matriarch of the Johnston family is.
Trent is sweating profusely at the altar in a rented tuxedo that Stephanie from the bridal shop had to aggressively modify, and it's pinching him in every conceivable place.
And right in the middle of the vows, right as Amber is talking about how she holds the family together.
The coyotes finally breach the perimeter of the property and attack the silky chickens.
Absolute bedlam, feathers flying everywhere, guests screaming, Trent trying to save the flock while waddling in his incredibly tight pants.
The drama level. Apocalyptic.
I am crying. An apocalyptic chicken massacre mid-vow.
It is exactly what they deserve.
Babes, I am looking at the bottle of wine, and it is officially empty.
And honestly, so is my emotional reserve for this family.
It has been an incredibly heavy, revealing chat tonight.
We've watched Liz suffocate Brice's joy over a piece of camouflage fabric.
We've watched Amber manufacture literal and metaphorical chaos with mail-order poultry.
And hovering over all of it, casting a shadow on every scene, is the glaring, painful, forced absence of Anna.
Joan and Felicia are going to have an absolute field day tomorrow morning when I call them to review Liz's dark brown bridesmaid dresses.
Seriously, Brown. In a backyard.
It's giving UPS delivery drivers chic, and I cannot unsee it.
Frankly, it makes me so grateful for my real life.
Thank God my dental patients, even the ones actively trauma dumping about their mother-in-laws named Brenda while trying to bite me, aren't the Johnstons.
It really puts the chaos of a normal workday into beautiful perspective, doesn't it?
At least you get to send Brenda's daughter-in-law home at the end of the appointment. Brice is signing up for a lifetime.
It really does. So, Snark Squad, we are throwing the questions to you.
It is call to action time. Are we completely wrong about the title?
Should the petition start today to officially update it to 6 Little Johnstons?
And what are your thoughts on this family dynamic? If you are analyzing this with us, is Liz going way too far with her microcontrol, or is Brice just too laid back and passive for his own good?
Does he hold some of the blame for not standing his ground?
And babes, most importantly, because we know you love an aesthetic, what would your wedding look like?
Let us know if you'd ever allow a camo vest at the altar, or if you draw the hard line at dead animals mounted on the wall.
Please take a second to rate, review, and subscribe to the feed.
Send your unhinged theories, your family drama, and your episode submissions to our DMs.
We read every single one of them, usually with a glass of wine.
Send this to your most opinionated bestie so you can spiral together in the group chat.
Thank you to the entire Snark squad for jumping into this beautiful mess with us tonight.
And before we go, I want you to just think back to that tooth extraction from the very beginning of our chat.
Oh, the metaphor.
If the tooth you pull out is Anna, but the rest of the mouth is still rotting, you haven't fixed the problem.
The decay is coming from the root.
Literal chills.
Stay shady.
Stay iconic.
And we'll see you on the Snark side.